Hello guys, welcome to Butte Mountain Homestead. For most of the world, it is technically the day after Thanksgiving, but today is the day that Jean and I celebrate Thanksgiving, so we have all the fixings. We had turkey and stuffing and sweet potato casserole, green beans, gravy, and pumpkin pie. So because our refrigerator does not hold all of this as leftovers, because we just have a lot in there, I use for cooking through the week and just for sides and coffee creamers and all that. So I just the night of, we usually eat in the early afternoon, and then that way in the evening we can snack on it or have it again, and I tear everything down. So what I've done here is all of the dark meat, the thighs, the drumsticks, and the drumstick part of the wings. Those all get broken down and they get put into freezer bags, and I just chop it up. I take all the skin off, all the smushy stuff, and then I just chop it up, and then I equally proportion it out. This wasn't a very big turkey. It was only just over 9 pounds. That's all that Jean and I need, and it's plenty. So I then proportion out the brown meat, and there's one to do turkey pot pie in the future, and then there's one to do turkey noodle soup. So those are going to go in the freezer. There is the white meat so that we can do turkey paninis. That's my favorite leftover, is to make turkey paninis with the stuffing, the cranberry sauce, and then you dunk it in the gravy. It's amazing. So I save the white meat for that. And then I save the flat part of the wings, and then I'll crisp those up in the air fryer. That'll be like a snack. There's a little bit, that's the heart, the gizzard, and the liver, and some of the ends of the parts have like gristle, and that'll go kind of into the dog's food. Poppy, I tried giving her a little piece of the liver, and she actually spat it out. Now, when I handed it to her when she was standing next to Lewis, she ate it. But anyway, so there's a little bit we can incorporate into their dog food. And then all of this, I'm going to right now, and I'll show you in a second when I get it ready, is it's going in the crock pot with a bag full of the vegetable scraps, some bay leaves, salt and pepper, and that's going to get turned into turkey broth. Probably not enough to can. I could if it was pints, but I'll just do it in quarts and then put it in the freezer. So I'm going to get all of this put up, and then I'll show you in a second when I get it put in the crock pot. Okay, got the mess cleaned up. So now I'm going to get the carcass and all the little bits that I didn't want for, I know a lot of people would use every speck of this in soups and stuff, but that's just not my deal. So I got plenty of what we will use, and all of this will turn into delicious, nutritious bone broth. So, and I'm going to use all of the gelatinous fat that's down there. There's some left over from when I made the gravy. All of that I'm throwing in there. So, actually I might drain off some of that fat part, and then see that bottom brown layer? That's like good, that's good stuff. So I'll just drain that fat off, because there is plenty in here already. And then this bag has more carrots. This is the freezer bags. What I do is I save, whenever I do an onion, celery, or carrots, garlic, any herbs, parsley, thyme, sage, they all, like any of the stems or the parts that I don't want from the herbs, I put them in bags and I use them. My freezer, I think there's this big one, and then I think there's 3 or 4 little ones in there. This one had more carrot tops in there because I haven't used as many carrots lately. So there is a chicken carcass in there, but I'm going to just take the vegetable portion out of here. And all of this is going in here with the vegetables of this. And then I'm going to do probably only 2 bay leaves. I've noticed that with my fresh bay leaves, these are off of the Laurel Bay that's out by the garden shed, and they're dried. You can't use them fresh. You have to let them dry. Is that they're very floral because they are so fresh. So I was noticing that the broths were, I don't know, they just had a little bit more of a floral element than I wanted. So I'm just going to use, well, maybe just even 1 big one. And then I'm going to do a couple tablespoons of the Redmond's real salt, some coarse black pepper, top it up with water, and then I'm going to let this cook until probably tomorrow night. and then I'll let it cool, strain it, and then I'm just going to get it into plastic quart containers for the freezer, because I'm not going to pressure can 3 quarts. So yeah, I'm just going to get it in here and then I'll show you real quick. Okay, here's where we're at so far, and it's pretty full, so I'm hoping to get at least 3 quarts out of here. I had hoped to get maybe 4, but so there's one big bay leaf. I didn't do as much salt as I said because the brine that we used on the turkey, even though I rinsed it, it still was a little salty. Didn't you think so, honey? Did you think?
Yeah, it was a little salty. Not too bad, though.
Not too bad. I mean, it had good flavor, but we didn't need to add salt. Let's just put it that way.
No, definitely not.
So I'm going to go out to the garden. I'm going to get a sprig of sage, some thyme, and some parsley, and I'm going to throw that in there. See, there's plenty of celery. There's onion. There's carrot peelings. There's, let's see. Oh, there's from when you press the garlic. So yeah, all the goodies. And I save these. Don't throw them away, guys. They add so much flavor to your stock. You can also turn them just into veggie stock if you wanted to. But I just use them for either beef, turkey, or chicken stock. So let me go get those and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went to the garden. I got just a couple leaves of sage. I grabbed just a small little sprig of rosemary. I don't even think I'm going to use all of that. I'm going to save one. I'll just put in this. I keep a little bowl of like little dried herb stuff right there. So I'm going to just put it right there. And there's some parsley that just didn't look that great. Maybe the chickens had pecked at it. I don't know. And then just a small, and I'm just putting them all in just like this. I did give them a really good rinse under the water just to make sure there wasn't any debris on them at all. So they're going to now go in the crock pot, and I might just put a splash of lemon juice. I've really never done it before, but I think this is going to be really savory. So no, I'm not. Just because I don't want it to be, I want turkey broth is kind of, it's once a year, so I want to save. I don't want to ruin what I make out of it. Chicken broth I do all the time, so I can experiment with chicken broth. So anyways, I'm going to put them in. There's that little bunch of the herbed little gelatinous goodies that were at the bottom of that little gravy. Oh gosh, little pitcher, I guess, container. It's called a fat separator, but so we're just putting all those on there. I'm going to top with water, and yep, I'm just going to cook it for 24 hours. My crock pot only does 10 hours at a time. So in the morning when I wake up, I will just start it over. And then when I get home from work, I will let it do 4 more hours and then I'll shut it off. So anyways, guys, that's where we're at. It's very simple, but you know what? All of the turkey is going to get to use. So I'm not sure how many people just throw out their carcass. I hope you don't. It's free broth. Even if you didn't do any of the vegetables, if you just stuck the carcass in a crock pot or a stock pot with water and cooked it for, say, 12 hours, you could still have broth. You could even then turn that into your turkey soup. A lot of people do that. So, and I don't know, but I'll have turkey broth in a freezer container with the meat for chickens or for turkey soup that I can do a later time. So anyways, and it's not going in the trash right now, but it will eventually go in the trash, but I'll get all the nutrients out of it, nutrients and flavor and the bone goodies before it goes in the trash. So anyways, guys, I hope you get some inspiration out of this and learn something. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like all the goodies. And I hope you're having a nice weekend. I just literally rested yesterday and today. I might have did some laundry, just kept things picked up, but it was nice just to chill, watch some football. Gene had to work yesterday, and most of today he took a little bit longer lunch so that he could enjoy, our Thanksgiving for lunchtime. So, and we had all the snacks, the deviled eggs and the veggies and dips and crackers and all that good stuff. So we will see you on the next video, guys. Remember to always be kind and do what makes you happy. Thanks. Bye. Oh, and I forgot to add that I do it on low for 10 hours. When it stops, I put it back on low for 10 hours, and then it'll be low for 4 hours or longer, depending on what time of day it finishes, because they let it cool naturally. Then I'll strain it. Lewis wants outside, so he's whining. Anyways, I just thought I would get on there and clarify real quick.